everyone. Welcome to Corporate Chronicles Between Suits and Chaos. So today we have a very interesting episode, an episode that I think is necessary for everyone. And we will be doing this with a very interesting gentleman. And I say interesting because I think if you have once I introduce him and you go through his social media pages, you will see the type of content that he puts out. But just before we started this episode, I was telling him, I don't know whether he knows that he's raising a generation. And so, Elvis, karibu sana.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Emma, for having me. Thank you. I appreciate.
Yeah, thank you even for finding time to be with us here.
Yes, thank you.
And I'm going to start with a little icebreaker that I did not tell you about.
Mm-hmm.
If your life had a theme song, what would it be?
If my life had a theme song, oof, that's a very interesting question. But let me say, the theme song I think I really tend to resonate with is, first of all, I'm a guy who likes action movies. Yeah,
Oh,
you and I think I mostly like the thriller ones. Huh? Have you watched a movie by the name of Jason Bourne?
Of course not, Elvis. Mimi, I don't watch anything that scares me.
Yes. There's a very, it's not, it's actually a very nice movie, by the way. It's a movie, this guy, I think it started in 2002. That was the first time they did their first movie.
And it's called
Jason Bourne.
Oh, Jason Bourne.
Yeah, it's, I think the starring actor over there, his name is, I think it's Matt Damon, something like that. And the theme song itself in the movie is let me say it's quite interesting. I don't know if that was the area of asking me. That was the area of that was a query, but for me that would be it because I don't listen to music as much, but I relate so much with movies, especially interesting ones. Yeah. But to just give you a glimpse of what Jason Bourne entails, it's about spies. For me, I just love anything involving spies, especially the spies. When people don't have the right information of, they think he's this, they think he's this, he's from this country, he does this, but at the end of it all, there's some change that is seen. And maybe you can try the movie. It's quite interesting. I like the action, itself. Makes you have makes you even feel thrilled by the theme song itself.
I'll check it out, but I don't watch action movies because I tend to like if I see a gun, I'll scream. It's
No,
just
it's normal for ladies. It's normal for ladies. That's understandable. It's the same way, like for me, you wouldn't find me watching a soap opera anyway. It, for ladies, they want to watch these movies where I don't know Alejandro from which part of the country is traveling from Italy all the way to I don't know Africa to look for his love life, and it's making ladies cry. That's the thing most ladies are looking for, right?
yeah.
Yeah. So you want to feel emotional. But for me, I just want to see the thrill. And that's what makes me happy. It makes me even want to work more.
And that is it has translated into your life. Like you're just thrilled to learn new things.
Yeah, not even to learn. I'm actually thrilled by change. Like from time to time, I'll get a message. Hey, Elvis, I think I've really liked your content. I love it so much. I watch it every day. I've done this and this for my life. I'm like, wow. Sometimes,
Wow.
by the way, let me tell you something, Emma, for sure. When I was beginning in TikTok, I only wanted to get I was telling this story to a friend of mine today. I was telling them that when I started creating videos on TikTok, the whole idea was the moment I hit 100,000 followers, I'm just going to quit because I'm like, yes, I've proved myself. And I was targeting hitting 100,000 followers by the end of this year.
Really?
Yes, I hit 100,000 followers within 6 months of being in TikTok. And I'm like, okay, how did that happen?
Like
Then
were you
I get,
consistent every day?
yeah, every day, every day.
Where?
Yes, I was very, very consistent. As a matter of fact, I think I was I was among the most consistent content creators by then, because there's a time I used to do even 20 videos at a go.
What?
Yes.
Wow, that's you on another level.
In total, I think I have like 1,600 videos. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's a lot.
The total videos I have would feel like, I think, 500 GB of space. Yeah.
And did you start this year in 2023?
No, no. I started in May. I started content creation in May 2022.
Mm,
That was, I think it was 15th of May 2022. That's when I did my first video. I was very
mm,
shy, very timid, trying out
mm,
this new platform.
mm,
Uh, but I think within 1 month I was able to get like 10,000 followers, and I was like, hey, this thing
mm,
seems to be working. I was getting client
mm,
calls. Someone is telling me, hey, we need some graphic design services.
mm,
We are looking for these and these services. We are looking for web design services. Yeah, it was quite
mm.
interesting for me to actually see through.
And by the way, dear Corporate Chronicles listeners, when you hear Elvis talking about 10,000 or 100,000, he has a channel, a Telegram channel that has over 27,000,
It's 28,000 now.
28,000, 28,000 people. That is, I'm
Mm.
telling him, he's raising a generation. Now, Elvis, able tell us,
Mm.
um, like just share a bit about your background. I know you've shared it a lot online, but maybe for our listeners, a bit
Mm.
about your background, the whole journey from where you grew up to what you studied, what was your childhood like, how did it shape the person that you are today?
All right. Let me respond to that. Now, I was born. I was born to two parents. Obviously, that is. My mother is. Her name is Dorcas Gitau. My father is James Gitau, and both of them are teachers. My mother happens to be a principal. My father happens to be a lecturer in college. And this one for me was one of the toughest upbringing in my life, sorry, because now you're dealing with two scholars who want the best for you. So I was up and about when it came to primary schools. My father was like, "No, take him here. He needs to sharpen up." My mother took me to this school, but eventually I was able to complete my class 8. I did my exam in 2010, that is 2010, and scored very well. I had 397 marks. Good thing was I was selected to join Nyandarua High School in I think Nyandarua County. But due to the fact that the school was a mixed school, my mother was like, "No, no, no, you're not going to be going to a mixed girls and boys school." Yeah, did you even have?
Mm.
Yeah, so we had the second option to go to. We applied to go to another high school called St. Mary's Boys High School, which was very impactful for my life. In fact, to the many people who know St. Mary's, the school doesn't have a motto, especially where they say that, come and be educated and become a better person. No, the school motto is very simple. You give us a boy, we give you the man. Have you ever heard of such a motto before?
Do you know, I know St. Mary's. I schooled in Mary. I'll give you that
You,
story.
yeah. So I was in
Mm.
St. Mary's Boys, and first of all, in St. Mary's, you have to be a man. That's the main requirement. You can never
Oh,
in St. Mary's you do, like, the school basically had, like, I think a maximum of 10 workers. All the other things we are the ones we used to do.
oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. I was one time I was in the dining hall. I used to clean utensils. I used to serve food. I even worked in pig sties. We had pigs. The school had like 16 pig cages, and each cage was actually assigned to between 2 to 3 people. So I also worked there. I've milked cows. I've worked in the school itself had its own portion mill. So we used to work in the portion mill. I think
What?
getting to, yes, yes.
Mm,
You see, like, I see in other schools where the school maybe has some blockage in their sewer system, and
mm.
you're busy calling plumbers and calling, water authorities. No, no, no. In St. Mary's, it's when something is blocked, who is responsible for that? So you have to come and block it. So I remember one time I was working on the main drainage in the dining hall. So if that drainage blocked, you are the one who is responsible for that. And it doesn't matter what time of the day it is, you have to come and sort it out. And no one is paying you for that.
Wow.
So St. Mary's was all about responsibility. I
Mm,
completed my studies in 2014, was able to get a B plus, joined Dedan Kimathi University, just over there, just I think just a few kilometers from St. Mary's. So I think my schooling has all been around Nyeri County. So I joined university to pursue procurement. That is Bachelor's of Purchasing and Supplies Management. We used to call it BPSM. I joined in 2015. I was a very young guy. I had this vision in my life to become a better person. And when I was in school, I used to learn from a lot of people. I used to listen to guys who are taking IT. I used to listen to guys who are taking engineering courses. I used to listen to guys who are taking computer science. And I'm like, hey, these guys know what they're doing. Like for us in the school of business, if you asked us what we wanted for our lives, we just wanted employment, nothing else. I've done procurement. Give me a job as a procurement officer. But these guys in computer science, some of them are already even creating mobile applications, websites. I'm like, no, 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 I have to do this. This one makes sense. So I remember I got really good mentors who really helped me through the journey. I pursued my degree, completed in 2018, that is in December, and I graduated on April 2019. I graduated on the 25th of April 2019. I'm class of 2019, Dedan Kimathi University.
Okay.
And upon completion, as usual, you're looking for jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you walk into this office, you're told, just give us your papers, put your envelope over there, we're going to contact you. And I realized that this one is not really working so well for me. So I decided to focus on the skills I learned. So in university, there were guys who were teaching me graphic design, some were teaching me programming, some were teaching me development. I used YouTube channels. And I decided that I'm going to start my business based on IT services, that is graphic design, web design. That is 2018 now. 2018 made a few mistakes, relationships here and there, made a lot of mistakes actually, learned from them. In 2019, business started actually coming up, growing. In 2020, I remember when COVID hit, that was when people were getting laid off. You remember that?
Yeah, 2020.
Yeah, people were losing their jobs. And
Yeah.
so my mom says, you have to come home. I don't want you getting COVID. So I went home. And as usual, you're at home now, you're not working, you're doing nothing, your business is not working. And I remember one day someone tells me, hey, I see you do graphic design. Can you please do a logo for me? I did the logo, client pays me 500 shillings. Then I decide that rather than sit at home doing nothing, I'm going to try and advertise online and see whether I can get clients. I had been freelancing before, but I was just doing the normal, simple freelancing where you get the jobs from other people, you do it for them, use platforms like Fiverr, use platforms like Upwork. But now I tried to advertise my services online by using Gigi. And I remember that time I was a hotcake. There's a day I used to sleep at 2 a.m. And my parents are asking me, what is it that you're doing on your computer? Because I just was so busy. When people were complaining about joblessness, I was extremely busy. I was doing a lot of freelance work to an extent that I had to outsource.
Oh, really nice.
Yes, yes, because now you're dealing with workloads leading to around 20 to 50,000 shillings per day, and you're working from home. And I remember my life completely changed. It completely changed my view of freelancing. It completely changed my view on the importance of skills, because these are the skills I was just learning in university and college, just thinking that these are just normal things. Probably one day they'll help me. And from that day, I decided that I'm going to be a skills person. I'm always going to be chiming in for skills. I learn a new skill at least one each and every month. And, at the same time, last year, I did start my TikTok account, talked about skills. Now I fully talk about skills even to date, because I believe the importance and the significant thing that we should be having as youth is abilities, not credentials, not papers, not professional certifications. It is abilities. So yeah, that's been my journey. It's a short story, but I think if I was told to give you the full story, I think it would take more than an hour. Yeah.
It's a short story, but a very loaded story. Believing in
Yes.
abilities. When I looked at
Yeah.
World Economic Forum, they said in the next
Mm-hmm.
5 years, um, people will be looking at what skills you have more than what
Yes.
degree you have. Lakini, we are not telling you
Yeah.
not to finish school. Go and finish school.
True.
Yeah. And so when we talk about the passion and your inspiration on what sparked this, what ignited this spark, it's basically, I mean, you were fueled by lack of jobs, or you were fueled by, was it really lack of job, Elvis, or was it creativity?
For me, it was fueled by number one, the need for money because you have bills to pay. You don't have cash.
Yes.
Yeah. And I was
Yeah.
like, hey, I really need it. I don't have a shirt. It's now becoming tedious calling your mother every day, telling her,
Mm,
hey, mom, dad, I don't have shoes. So I just wanted to have that extra cent to take care of my basic needs. Yeah.
mm.
And second was all about what else can I do for myself? Rather than complain and whine and say the government, my parents, the society, what else could I do for myself? It was all a question of what can I do for myself?
What can you do for yourself? And
Yes.
basically, like, who did God ask? What do you have in your hands? Use that.
Yes.
What you had in your hands is what you used to, like, you've heard him saying, what you had is what you used to turn around your life. You've said your life changed.
Yes.
And that is now I come into your, influence and community building, because you have influenced a ton of people. When I
Mm-hmm.
am on your account and I see the comments, everybody's always
Mm-hmm.
asking, I have these, what can I do? I have done one, two, three, and you try to, you try to tell them, to guide them. So when you
Mm-hmm.
talk about influence and maybe community building,
Mm-hmm.
um, how did you approach this? Because when I talk about this, when I talk about approaching it, because I mean,
Mm-hmm.
Elvis, it's not anybody who has 28,000 young people,
Mm-hmm.
just looking up to you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, how did you approach that? It's a big deal.
Yeah, for sure. That one is not an easy task, let me say,
Mm-hmm.
because I think in Kenya, one of the things that sells a lot is entertainment. If I created my Telegram channel based on gossip, let me tell you, within 1 year, I would have like 100,000 followers.
Yeah.
But now you're telling people to learn skills and you're telling them that you can join my community and come and understand what you can be doing for yourself.
Yeah.
The first approach that I really used was the approach of, first of all, is education and making
Mm,
sure that these people understand.
mhm,
By creating a video, I tell you the importance of learning a skill. But you
mm,
see, I cannot create a 20-minute video on TikTok. But rather than refer you to another social media account, I would recommend that you come to my community.
mm,
So with TikTok, as you grow your following, you grow your community.
yeah.
So I realized that if I had 10,000 followers, 10% of that number can actually be turned into a community because that's 1,000 people.
Mm,
And that really worked for me. So anytime I created a video, if like in a whole month I was able to make 10,000 followers, 1,000 can easily be translated into your community. Yeah.
yeah.
And up to now, like right now on TikTok, I think I have 295,000 followers, of which 28,000 of these are actually in my Telegram channel. So you see
Yeah.
the correlation. You're
Well,
working with percentages. So
yeah.
now, for you to get this number, you have to create content. Like
Mm,
create content. You see videos someone is going to watch and feel inspired.
mm,
That is the kind of thing you have to do. You see, you're not trying to be an entertainer. You're really trying to be an educator.
yes.
When you educate, you influence. All right.
Mhm,
And the moment you influence, you can convert someone to even become a client or even possibly become a lead.
yes.
It's been a community for over a year now. We are doing 28,000 members so far in 2023.
And
But
in
the
that,
idea is you have to first educate them. They have to be aware of what you do and what
mm,
impact you have for them. That is what is there for them in that community. Yeah.
and in that community, we
Mm-hmm.
read books, because I'm part of that community. We read books.
Yes.
There
Mm-hmm.
are courses to take. There's
Mm-hmm.
even a free course that Elvis made for us. So I think at the end of this episode, we must get into that community and
Mhm.
see people actually changing lives. Now,
Yes.
Elvis, I see you often dive into a lot of life skills and books. Like
Mhm.
you always telling these guys, my favorite is Escape the Matrix. I remember that
Mhm.
video. It was so funny. You're always
Mhm.
telling people about life skills and especially the youngins and telling them
Mhm.
about books. You're telling them, read this book, watch this thing. What what are some of the life lessons that have really impacted you, and what are some of the books that you would recommend? Because I know you have quite a number in your head.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm,
I think the first, one of the biggest recommendations I have for people, especially when it comes to life lessons and books, is
mhm.
that let me just put it in a simpler manner. I think everything starts with a habit, right?
Yes,
Before you start learning something, it has to start with a habit.
yes.
Before you even touch that book, it starts with a habit. Before you even touch that social media, you touch your phone to create a video, it starts with a habit because you have to form a habit so that you can actually achieve results. True.
True.
And one book I recommend to every person who joins my channel is Atomic Habits
Oh, yes.
uh, by James Clear.
Yeah.
In fact, last week, I think it's last week, we did a full, it was like a 30 minutes to 1 hour session where we discussed the book. And I personally even uh, did a PowerPoint presentation to try and educate the people, to educate my members on the importance of even reading that book.
Mm,
And it was very impactful. That is book number one, Atomic Habits.
mhm,
The second book I really put out to everyone, and I tell people that read it with a pinch of salt.
mhm.
Just don't take it. There might be some things that would really provoke you in a way. Yeah?
Yeah.
Is a book called Millionaire Fastlane by MJ DeMarco. I just love the guy's books.
Yeah.
One thing, one thing about the book is that it is trying to demystify the importance of trying to escape. Yeah, the kind of approach that we have when it comes to making money, careers, jobs, all these. So the book, tries to demystify three lanes that actually come in when it comes to someone's life, where you're trying to make money, these and these. So we have the side lane, we have the slow lane, and we have the fast lane, right? And this book mostly is all about entrepreneurship. How you can actually, it's not really about getting employed, saving up, finishing, getting a pension. It's really
Mm,
how fast and reasonably can you make money that would fund your retirement, or even rather, that would help you get to have some financial freedom. Yeah. And the
mhm,
book actually, the reason I love the book is because the book even talks about scams. Like I would read that book 2 or 3 times
mm,
every year. You have to be reading that book because ideally most of
mm,
us would rather get employed, work 3 years, work 5 years, change your job, change another job. What if someone decided that I think I'm very good in software development, software engineering? What if I solved a problem and get paid for that particular problem? You get?
mm. Yeah.
That is basically starting a business that is based off of the fact that there is a need and you need to satisfy it.
Mm,
Like the book has commandments when it comes to you getting into entrepreneurship. It talks
yeah.
about the commandment of need, commandment of entry, commandment of there's scale, there's commandment of control, there's also the commandment of time. Yeah. All these are things that I think every person should be understanding. Then we also have another book called 48 Laws of Power, 48 Laws of Power by Robert Greene. You're aware of that?
Yes, yes.
I think that's a book I tell to everyone. I also say take it with a pinch of salt. It might
Oh,
make you have a
yes.
certain ego. It might make you
Uh,
have a certain ego, that will make you feel like you're a superhuman because now you're treating people differently. Yeah.
mm,
But other than that, we also have books like we have books by Napoleon Hill. We also have books, very, very many books that would really help you understand, first of all is productivity. I really chime and recommend on productivity books, finance books. These are really things that could help you. And then again, it's all about, getting to understand the correlation between productivity, number one, The second correlation is entrepreneurship. The third one is mostly, how you live with your people. Any psychology, or is it
Mm,
philosophy, something like that? Huh? It's
psychology.
it's really
And
yes,
there's a book by Robert Greene called The Law of Human Nature. Have you read it?
yes, yes. I haven't read it by the way, but I'm actually thinking of getting into that.
Mm,
Yeah.
yeah, please read it about it. It talks about psychology, and it's
Hmm.
an very interesting book,
Yeah.
human psychology. But now, Elvis, I want you to tell me, like, because you're always talking about life lessons, are there any specific life skills you think are game changers for the youngins today? Any specific? I know there are many, but any specific?
Life skills.
Mm.
I think life skill number one will be how will I even try and mention these so that people can actually understand? I don't know. Okay, there is something I refer to as perspicacity.
What?
Have you heard something like perspicacity?
No.
Perspicacity is mostly about you have already insight to things. That's the main definition of perspicacity.
Mhm.
Like sometimes when you go, you're going to have a coffee in, well, let's say Java, or probably you're in any outlet. You're having coffee, you're enjoying your coffee. Do you ever sit down and ask yourself, how do these guys bring this coffee? How much money do they make? What is it that they do that is so different? Have you ever gotten to have that kind of a questioning kind of ability in your life?
Yeah. Yeah, a lot. I do that a lot.
Yeah, like you'll get into a matatu, you're looking at it, you're wondering, hey, this guy is only charging 20 bob. How are they even make
Yeah.
money?
Or
Yeah.
that Bob, and you're like, I
Yeah, you ever ask yourself, so you're counting your, like, if he's charging 20 bob and the vehicle fits like 50 people, that's like 1,000. How many trips does this person has to have to make to make 30,000? Those are like 30 trips. When you
mm,
account for fuel and all this, that's perspicacity.
mm,
You get now, most of
mm,
us, like for the youth,
mm,
there are very many other life skills, but this one is very important to me. That is being aware of what is around you, and the ability to to it's let me say it's being keen, being aware of what is happening. Yeah, it's
mhm,
perspicacity is just discernment, being aware, keen, and that's the thing that really helps a lot of people. That is being aware of, number one, your surrounding, your friends, and what is
mhm,
happening in the real world, because it helps you adapt to changes. If you know that this kind of job is not working for you, then what solution do I have? You are aware of that, yes. What
yeah,
solution is there for me? Now, you've
mm,
watched a video on TikTok of a guy telling you things about remote jobs.
mm,
Does it mean that after watching the video you're going to feel, oh, I'm motivated? Now the next thing should be, when this guy talked about something remote jobs, I'm
mm,
thinking, what if I had that job? What do I need to do? What is it that is required of me to start such a job? Let me do some research. You get?
yeah,
So mostly it's being aware, and
mm,
that's mostly. But for in terms of other life skills, I'm not so good at when it comes to life skills, because I'm still a young person, I know. But perspicacity and being aware and being keen about your environment and what is happening around you is quite important, very
mm.
important. Yes.
Now, Elvis, let's get real. You've been very, very vocal about online scams.
Yes.
And I know you're always beaten left, right, and center because you're always poking holes and asking, where are you
Mm-hmm.
going with this?
Mm-hmm.
So there are so many people who fall into these traps.
Mm-hmm.
What what would be your message? Especially the get rich fast.
Mm-hmm.
What would be your message to them? I know you talk about it all the time, but for the sake of corporate chronicles, because we are far and wide, online
Mm-hmm.
scams, get rich fast. What
Mm-hmm.
what would be your message to them?
First of all, is that they don't exist. All that glitters is not gold.
Yes.
You're going to hear someone like, normally, if, like, let's say you are looking for an insurance policy, yeah,
Mm,
or let's say like something like an endowment plan,
mm,
where you do monthly, a certain premium payment every month, in the hope
mm,
that after 10 years, after this plan matures, you're going to get a certain amount of money.
Yeah.
Now, to most guys, like such a plan, if let's say you are doing a package where you're saving like 25,000 shillings every month,
Mm-hmm.
and you do these consecutively for 10 years, you might, walk out with something like 8 million, 10 million, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
after 10 years due to compound interest and,
Yeah.
returns and the case of inflation. Now,
Mm-hmm.
to most guys, they would rather go and join a scam, something that is telling you that if you pay me 30,000 shillings, I will
Mm-hmm.
make sure that you get 3,000 shillings per day. So you do your accounts and you're like 3,000 shillings per day for only 30,000. And
Mm-hmm.
I can even work for a whole year. Nah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
3,000 shillings. Okay. Take my 30,000 shillings. You told me you're going to
Yeah.
pay me for every day. So in your mind, you're thinking that if the guy pays you for 100 days straight, that's 300,000.
Mm-hmm.
Only for the guy to pay you for 2 days, 3 days, and then he tells you, we have a system issue. It
Mm-hmm.
starts issues. One thing that really makes a lot of us get scammed as Kenyans is the fact that, first of all, the government is already overwhelmed by these scams. When they try and kill this one, another one comes up. So
Mm-hmm.
now it is up to you to make the right decision when it comes to online investment platforms. That's what they call them. They tell you that you invest this amount of money, you're going to get this amount of money. And it's quite common to see a lot of youth getting into it. But one thing for anyone to understand, because even corporates are being scammed. I even was watching, there was this lawyer who was in my DMs and telling me that he has lost money, he doesn't know what to do. I was like, wait, before you go on, you said you're a lawyer. And
Mm-hmm.
and how would you go and put, I don't know, 1.4 million Kenya shillings online in the hope that you're going to double that amount of money? And I
What?
told the guy, I think you need to use your expertise and your the skill that you have to
Yeah.
track these guys. But ideally, those things don't exist and they'll never pay you. They don't exist. Most people don't understand that.
Mm.
Yeah.
But I see people really fighting you because of saying that. But just
The
keep.
reason
Uh-huh.
they fight me is because
Mm.
someone has already joined that scam and they know it's a
Yeah.
scam.
Uh,
So they want to reap benefits before it closes up. But most
mm.
of the time, it closes up before even they reap their benefits.
If you're a youngin and you're listening to this, you need to go and follow Elvis. He's always updating, guys. Don't get into this, don't get into that. Elvis, you have
Mm-hmm.
started another discussion with parents. There's
Mm-hmm.
something you're telling parents.
Mm-hmm.
And I think
Well,
it requires someone who is very, very courageous to have
mm-hmm.
that discussion because I had someone who was calling, just telling his 30-year-old son and saying,
Mm-hmm.
Baba, have you eaten? And this is a person who is working. I couldn't believe it.
One thing, let me tell you something, Emma.
Are you ready, first
Let
of
me
all, for these conversation with parents?
this one I'm ready.
You're
I
ready?
tell parents the truth. For me,
Uh-huh.
I tell parents we call a spade, not a big spoon. You
Mm.
cannot be harboring or taking care of a 27-year-old person, calling them baby or calling them daddy. And
Baba.
this person is, yeah, there are people who cannot do anything without their parents.
Mm.
And you see, the reality is this: your mercy and your feelings about your child as a father or
Mm.
as a mother are
Mm.
the ones who are, these are the same things that are actually going to deter this child from even having a bigger and brighter future. Like for
Mm.
us, in my family, we're only boys.
Mm.
And my mom is very good. Have you ever had a good woman?
Mm.
She is very good. But when it comes to the reality of life, she's going to put it out to you clearly.
Mm.
She's going to tell you the truth. Hey, you need to be looking for a job. You need to be doing something. You're not going to be staying in my house. So, what
Mm.
is your plan? She listens to your plan.
Mhm.
She gives you a period of like 3 6 months. My father is there listening. He's like, okay, we are waiting to see what you're doing for yourself. You
Mm.
get? And this
Yeah.
is a conversation that most parents need to actually have with their children. You need to stop harboring or taking care of baby, daddy, mama. No, those ones are adults. The moment, especially for men, like for men, one thing I've learned from my dad is this:
Mm.
The moment you're a man is the time you start hitting 13. The moment you have a voice, then you have that base.
Mm-hmm.
My father started telling me that. He was telling me, now you're not going to sleep in my bedroom. You see this bedroom we have over here, and we have another separate bedroom for you. Upon you're going to stay 10 meters away from this house. I'm going to build you a certain dojo nauko, and you're going to have your own toilet, everything, but you have access to the kitchen. So anytime you feel hungry, go to the kitchen. And he did that.
Mm-hmm.
So now you're a 13-year-old, you're living in your car, simple house, you have a bed, you have a table over there, you're just from circumcision, and now you're a man. By the time I was hitting 18, my dad was like, now you finished Form 4. So I'm going to get you a laptop and you're going to leave my house. Okay, good. That was what happened. And I had to go and look for my own house. And that was very impactful. Nowadays, my father is very happy when I go home because he knows I'll go home, but I have something going on. So I have to come back to Nairobi. You get?
Yeah.
But nowadays, you're finding parents, your child has lost a job. Come back home, just stay at, no, 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 stay in the city. Stay there. Your problems are actually going to open your eyes. And
Yeah.
if you're a parent and you're listening to this, chase that baby. That 25-year-old should not be eating your food, cuddling in your blankets. Yeah. When you have guests, you have to chase them out. Apana. That's what I tell parents. And, I'll be hated for the truth, but, the truth has to be said. And it is, it's tough. The truth hurts, but generally, it's a conversation that parents, I think even as a parent, you need to have it by yourself. You're like, you have a 20 year 27-year-old who is capable of getting pregnant or impregnating someone, but this person doesn't think about anything else apart from spending the whole day in your house, inviting friends over when you are away. You get? Then one day this lady or this gentleman one day brings another child that they've sired out there. So you're taking care of the child, you're taking care
And
of the
you,
spouse of the child, you're also taking
yeah.
care of your grandchild, and probably they even decide that they're going to get another one. So now you have your full extended family over there, in such a way that you don't need a family gathering. It's always there in your house 24/7, 365 days a year. So that's a conversation that parents should have.
Elvis, you know this podcast. There are very many parents who listen. So I'm
Mhm.
sure they will ask a question or two. Are you gonna come back and answer?
Yeah, I'm willing to come back and answer, but the reality has to be,
Yes.
one thing
Oh, yes.
as Kenyans we've really gotten into the idea of not accepting the truth. And you see, the moment you start accepting the truth, when someone is heartbroken, they don't believe it. They're like, why did this do this to me? I never thought it happened. I tell someone it has happened. So what do you do next? You'll cry, you'll say you don't believe it, but people can see it that you've been heartbroken for you. So now the question is, are people willing and ready to accept the truth? And the truth has to be out there. And to parents, I think, stop harboring babies. You think that your child might probably leave your house and starve to death. No, 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 they will not starve to death. Be very sure they will not starve to death. This person would rather go to Mjengo and get 500 shillings to eat.
Yeah.
And then as soon as this person realizes, hey, by the way, I think I've been underestimating myself. One day, this person is telling you, you're calling them to ask them how they are faring, and they tell you, hey, mom, let me call you back. I'm a bit busy. How will you feel as a parent when you feel that your child is busy?
It's a good feeling.
It's a good feeling, but nowadays you're finding 28 years olds, they're relying on their parents' hotspot. Hey, mom, hotspot me, please. Dad, do you have bundles? Hmm? Hmm?
Yeah, that one, kidogo, kidogo, even me, I'm on your side, Elvis, on that. Now, the role
Yeah.
of mentorship and collaboration. When we started discussing, you said that you have had mentors who taught you when, at some point in your life.
Mm-hmm.
What's mentorship for me is a game changer.
Mm-hmm.
And the mentors that you have had, they have
Mm-hmm.
significantly influenced your views on skill development.
Mm-hmm.
Is that so? Is that so?
Yes, yes,
So if that
they
is so,
have.
how do you think mentorship, how do you think how important do you think mentorship is when wanting to acquire new skills or wanting to be in the freelance industry?
Mm, mentorship is very important. First of all, you can
Mm.
never, like, if today you are looking for maybe someone to build your house, what's the first thing you will do? You would
Uh,
probably call a friend and ask them, by the way, do you know, I want to build a 3 bedroom bungalow. Who do you know? And probably this person you're contacting is not just a normal person you just have on your WhatsApp. This one is someone you look up to. True of us.
yeah, yeah, true, true.
If like today, someone like probably you are having like a family gathering, or probably you want to get into entrepreneurship, there are those people you will call.
Mm,
Not everyone. You're not going to call any Tom, Dick, and Harry. You're going to
mm,
call a certain person. You get?
mm, mm.
And probably this one is your mentor or someone you look up to.
Yeah.
For me, let me say I was mentored by some guys. First guy, his name was Robert. Very good
Mm.
mentor of mine. When I was like in first year, I was in fifth year taking mechanical engineering.
Oh, nice.
I had Bob also doing mechanical engineering. I had Laban, computer science. I had Peter, computer science,
Mm,
and a few guys here and there.
mm,
And these were the guys who really championed that, hey, you need to get into this. So anytime I had a problem, I
mm,
used to call Laban and tell him, hey, I'm having an issue with software. Can you sort it out? And the guy is
mm,
like, come, just come to my house. I'll sort it out for you. I call
mm,
Robert and I tell him, hey, bro, I need your assistance in something. Oh, can you show me how to do this? And he tells me, just meet me somewhere in the resource center in Kimathi
mm,
and we'll discuss about it. And these guys
mm,
were very good.
mm,
The first guy who ever gave me a laptop, his name was Bob.
mm,
So Bob, I go to Bob and I tell him, Bob, I want to learn how to use Photoshop, but I don't have a laptop at the moment. Can you
mm,
assist me with yours? And the guy was like, cool, take my laptop. This is what you'll do. This. And I spent like a weekend with his laptop.
mm.
So you see, I didn't have such people, I wouldn't have gotten anywhere in life. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because these were the guys who were telling me what to do. And now the funny thing is that the tables have turned. I'm now even mentoring them. I'm mentoring them
Yeah.
because they are like all of them, actually most of them got into entrepreneurship, so they also want to be out here on social media, and they're like, what microphone do you use? I need you to guide me on this and this. So you see, now you're even guiding them. Yeah.
Yeah. Reverse
But you see, these are,
mentorship.
yes. So
Mm,
mentorship, even in skills, is very important for me. When it comes to skills, these guys finally graduated and they left, so I was left all alone. Yeah.
mm,
The next thing I did was I decided that now these guys went, yes, but I have YouTube. I
mm.
have been mentored by, I think, over 50 Indians by just sitting down,
Yeah. Mm,
watching what they do. Everything I have learned today,
mm.
most of it I credit to these Indians. There are guys like Raju. These guys are on YouTube. They tell you how to create, today I'm going to show you how to create a design using Adobe Photoshop. You, you
Yeah.
listen to what these guys are saying,
Mm,
and I remember at one point it really got so interesting that I was like, this one is very good. So anytime like I had an issue, you could even comment on their videos and the guy would reply.
mm,
Or
yeah.
probably when you find that you're having a problem with this and this, you just search. Then another Indian, Indarjit, comes in and tells you, if you are having this problem, you sort it like this. You see,
Mm,
so ideally, it's first of all, you can even get mentors online. There's a
mm.
guy called Vusi Thembekwayo. You know Vusi?
Yeah. Oh, I love him.
Vusi doesn't need, you don't need to meet Vusi for him to mentor you.
Yes.
You just need to watch his videos. You just need to join his mentorship programs. Like,
Mm,
it's even surprising that guys are like, why? The information is already there for you. And that's why I tell people that you don't need physical mentors. You only need to listen to someone online and just take
mm,
action. Yeah.
mm.
Find the right people. Like, for me, I find the right people. I don't even need to meet you. I was even
Yeah.
shocked. There's a guy on TikTok.
Mm,
I started TikTok and I was like, wow, this guy is doing a great job.
mm,
Nice job. I look up to this guy.
mm,
Now, I didn't follow the guy.
mm.
So recently is when I realized that I surpassed the guy on TikTok with over 120,000 followers, and he
Mm.
follows me. So
Oh,
I go
nice.
back and I'm like, okay, you are mentoring me like in real sense. I was looking at your
Mm,
content and I love it. Now
mm,
I've already surpassed you, but So I followed back, and the first thing he did was send me a message, and he told me that he really enjoys my videos. And I was like, Chief, if it wasn't for you, I don't think I would have done all this. Yeah.
Oh, that is so nice.
Yes. So literally, the mentors are always in your, even on your phone. You don't need to meet people physically. You just need
Yeah.
to, first of all, get the right person. Even Vusi says that you don't need to be meeting me every day. You just need to join my workshops.
Mm.
Yeah, for I'll charge for that because obviously I'm trading my time for money, obviously.
Yes.
But you get real-time mentorship that can really help you because I cannot sit down with each and every person. If I was to sit down with 300,000 people in a hotel, I think it
Mm.
wouldn't even fit. We would reach like 500 and it's full.
Mm.
Yeah, but now you have access online. Just listen to what this person does. Listen to what this person is actually even suggesting, and frankly, it's going to help you. Like for me, I find it funny when someone says, "Could you please be my mentor?" No, I tell you, I cannot be your mentor.
Mm.
I just tell someone, you see the content you watch online,
Mm.
watch it, take action. That's enough.
Because basically that's what you're gonna tell them either way
Mhm, mhm,
when you meet in real life. Also, Elvis, collaboration. I have
mm.
seen what you guys are doing with Skillfire, and
Yeah.
you guys have just come together. Very good talent, very good young people. The power of collaboration. In fact, I was just listening to a certain podcast. No, it was an event of
Mhm,
a podcast, and someone said that the way the power of collaboration is so big that someone like, I mean, they're a very good example. Like, I don't watch a lot of comedy, but
mhm,
he mentioned and said someone like Crazy Ken has never done what has never gi- gotten an interview with any media house, but he
mm,
started collaborating with other people because he saw the power of collaboration. I have seen you guys do it. I have done collab and I have seen what collaboration can do. So when
mhm,
it comes to collaboration, why is
mhm.
it such a big deal? And especially when you when I want us to talk about the Skill Fire workshop and the impact it has had with the collaborators, because I think that's
Yeah.
brilliant idea.
Yeah, first of all, actually, this one was the second event. We did the first one in on the 12th of August, 2023. The
Okay.
second version was 2nd of December. It was just
Mm-hmm.
recently on Saturday. And
Mm-hmm.
we came up like we had Bothoni Njoroge. She's very good and vocal on LinkedIn. Uh, we also had a guy called Lewili Nauya. We also brought him as part of the team. He's very vocal on Facebook and TikTok, very good in
Yeah.
all that. And I was also there. So we were like collaborating and trying to, bring in something that would really make sense. And
Mm-hmm.
the impact it has is, first of all, you get to learn from each other. Someone you might be thinking that this one is not going to work, and someone is telling you, no, it's supposed to work. We should try this. Probably if we try to go live and talk about our event, we are going to actually get the attendees. You get
Yeah.
someone else comes and says, by the way, I think we should really try and do a LinkedIn live together. And you go ahead and do it, and it works very well, perfectly, splendid. You get
Mm-hmm.
so the collaboration, first of all, allows you to learn from each other, and it also allows you to get ideas. You can never do it alone. Like if you're seated and thinking of an event, someone else might come and tell you no. And it was very good because, as content creators and as also individuals in the social media space, each and every one of us has their connects, that's their
Yeah.
connections.
Yeah.
So you could find that it was easy for us to get sponsors, very easy, because
Mm-hmm.
you know this person who knows this person who can actually
Mm-hmm.
connect us with this person, and at the end of it all, we can get a sponsor. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's collaboration is quite important in that manner.
Mm.
Yes.
I mean, I'm very, very proud of you. I think that's a very big deal.
Yeah,
Please call me for the next one.
I will for sure.
Yeah. Now, what does the future look like? Where do you see the impact of your advocacy for skill development heading in the coming years? Of course, seeing that people or organizations like World Economic Forum are talking about it, and also
Mhm.
maybe you can just there's some lost souls out there what would you drop for young people who are unsure about where to start their journey of learning new skills or personal development?
I think first thing would be this. Like, if you're feeling confused, you need to slap yourself into reality. That's first thing. Yeah, you need to slap yourself into reality and understand what is going on. Then, by then, we're in 2023. Now we are going to be saying, next year, we're going to be saying 6 years from now is 2030. And
Imagine.
yes, you see the Vision 2030 that the late Mikey Bucky had?
Mm,
I think we should really try and understand that 10 years, 20 years is not a long time. It
yeah.
flashes. Like the former president, he has done his 10 years, right?
Yes.
Who remembers him right now? Very few people. 10 years
Very.
just passed. But
Mm,
now, what is it that you can do for yourself that will even impact you before 2030? Because, as a matter of fact, according to the World Economic Forum, and realistically, even digitally, by
mm,
2030, if you're not going to be having any digital skills, you're out of work completely.
mm.
No, you're going to go and apply for a job. They tell you, we need someone who has experience in machine learning and a bit of programming skills. Do you have them? And you're like, I have papers from 2015. I graduated. Take your papers elsewhere. We want people who can work. Yeah.
Yeah.
You get, nowadays people are just concentrated so much. They concentrate so much on the power of a job.
Mm,
We want jobs. We just want jobs so that we have titles. So this guy is a
mm.
procurement officer in Kerry. But what does he do? You get? Now,
Right?
ideally, it's not the question of a job, it is your work. What is it that you can do?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. It now brings in the issue of specialization. Specialization, meaning a skill.
Mm,
What is your craft? You edit videos. Okay, cool. Come here. Sit down. We want you to edit videos for this company. Okay.
mm,
Your salary is 50,000 Kenya shillings per month. Is that okay with you? No. I need 100,000. Okay,
mm,
we get to 80,000. That's okay. We are paying you for that work that you're going to be doing.
mm,
Now, it's not pushing papers, it's working.
mm.
You get?
Yeah.
We also get to, now for you, your name is Emma. You're going to be doing social media management for our company. Are you okay with that? All right. Your rate is going to be a weekly rate. You're going to be working from home. This is your job description. Read it, confirm it, sign the contract. Is that okay with you? That's what you're going to be doing. Now we are talking about work, not jobs.
Mm,
We're not going to be having job adverts. We are going to be having work-related adverts. And even it's evident right now. If you want someone to edit your podcast, are you going to go and start posting all around that you're looking for you're going to specifically say, I'm looking for a video editor, right?
yeah.
You're not going to say you're not going to say, I'm looking for someone who has a degree in creatives.
Oh, please. No.
You're going to specifically look for someone who knows their work, right?
Mm,
Yeah, and understandably, that's where we are headed. So the future and vision and advice is very, very simple. First of all, slap yourself into reality. You understand that the future is here already. 2030 is only 6 years down the line. And this is a good time for you to actually get to learn something. You see, there's something that is said that the best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago. The second best time to do that is now. So slap yourself into reality, get to YouTube, learn a skill, get certified, become the best version of that. Understand your craft so well that even at night, someone can wake you up and ask you, what is the process of video editing? And you explain it to them without
mm,
even thinking twice. You see, right now, if you wake up as procurement officer and ask him, what is your job? Okay, I sign order notes. I sometimes get insulted by the boss. They don't even know their jobs. Yeah.
mm,
Go and ask, like if you went and asked a branch manager, what is their role? A bank branch manager. You're
mm,
going to hear, I oversee, I'm in charge. But no, what is your job? What is your work? Like if you ask me, what is your work? I'll tell you I'm a graphic designer. I design logos. So
mm,
what is your job? I'm the lead manager.
mm,
I'm the lead manager in this particular department. What is your responsibility? I oversee responsibility in this department. I'm in charge of this. Now,
mm,
the question mostly, like if you went ahead and ask any youth who is employed in the bank, I'm a bank teller. What does a
mm,
bank teller do? They don't even know. they are there because it's a job. But now 2030 is here with us. We are talking about blockchain engineers. We are talking about software engineers. We are talking about video editors. We are talking about programmers. We are talking about developers. Now you see, we have specialty. Software engineer, you can do software, good. You're in cybersecurity, good, good. You're a digital marketer, that's all right. You see something like that. You're a content creator, good, good. I think we can work with you. Not we can give you a job. We can work with you.
Wow. Wow.
Yes.
That
Mm.
one you have that one you have spoken to very, very many of us. What
Yeah, yeah.
is your job? Like what exactly do you do? What are your skills?
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I remember I was in KRA and I was in attachment in KRA.
Mm,
In 3 months, I think I had like 20 responsibilities. At one time, I'm offloading books from a lorry to put them in the store. At one time, I'm in the store forwarding papers and telling this one has to go to this one. Another time, I'm pre-qualifying suppliers. At another time, I don't know, the lift has stopped working. I'm the one who is rushing to the engineers to tell them that the lift is not working. At one
mm,
time, I was in ICT. I was doing graphic design. Another
mm,
minute, I was busy. I don't know, the procurement officer had taken a leave. So someone has to be there to make sure that every system is operating. At one
mm,
time, I don't know, this lady from the reception you know, at the procurement office has left. So someone has to be there. And I was like, no, this one is confusing me. If this is what I have to do to get a salary, I think I better quit. And immediately my attachment was over. The moment I signed that my
mm,
attachment is over, I
mm,
was in Mombasa by then. These guys got shocked. I
mm,
completed my attachment at 5 p.m. The
mm,
following day, I packed, I think I slept packing.
mm,
I packed all my things and
mm,
I went to I was traveling with 2NK, yeah, because it
mm,
was to take me directly to Nyeri. And
mm,
8 a.m. in the morning, and the
mm,
bus was supposed to leave at 7 p.m. in the evening. I was
mm,
already at the bus station. I just wanted to leave because
mm,
what have I been doing for 3 months, 4 months? It's only at one point there was this lady who was used to bring in they used to call them mitai,
mm,
and she brings them and she then disappears. So
mm,
now her job is yours. Another
mm,
time I'm photocopying documents. Another time I'm busy fetching newspapers for the boss. I was like, if this is what employment has to deal with, I'm not ready for this. I need something where I can be productive. Because
mm,
another time I was in charge of inventory, and I
mm,
can remember the only thing I did was drink milk, take sugar. That was the only thing I like used to do the whole day, and wear a white coat that would
mm,
seem like I'm busy. Yet I'm not busy. I'm doing nothing. So
mm,
whenever someone asks me, where are you working procurement? Do you know what you do? I don't know. I just do what I'm told. And I
mm,
thought, no, we need to have specialty. Specialty is skills. When you bring me into your company, I'm a video editor. And
mm,
because I'm a video editor, in the contract says that I'm in charge of video editing. So if video editing is an issue has an issue, it is me you're supposed to
mm,
contact. But you see, nowadays, most companies, even in corporate, people don't know their jobs. Today, your boss decides he's going to send you to Kisumu for a conference for 3 days. And
mm,
like you feel like, wow, good, thank you.
mm.
So you go 3 days, you waste 3 days listening to something you are not even supposed to be listening. You find people, you find even bankers, like literally, it's a real life example. Most
Mm,
people are busy working jobs they don't even know what they are doing. And the same person is the kind of person who is fired and they have issues out here
mm,
because he was fired. This person was used to doing any job that came their way, as long as by the end of the month, they are getting a payslip.
yes.
So the idea is know first what is your work, not have a job. It is know your work, because if at one point the website is not functioning, there's a guy to call, right?
Yeah, yes.
But if the guy you're supposed to call is busy in a conference somewhere, he was sent by the boss, he's not going
Mm,
to help you. Yeah.
mm.
So it's the understanding of what a job means and the importance of getting working and specialty, which is specialization.
Specialization. That's your message,
Yeah.
the specialization. Now,
Yeah.
we have come to the end of our recording today, Elvis, and maybe you
Mm.
can just tell us in like three, what three type of skills like do you see being the big deal in the next 3 to 5 years? Because now we have AI. I don't know, are
Mm.
there any other that you're seeing are a big deal?
Yeah, very many. Very, I think I'll have to state them all because they are a big deal.
Oh,
First of all, I think
uh-huh.
skills are, we have the hard and the soft skills.
Mm,
For each and every human being who exists in this world, you have to understand that you need soft skills.
mm,
Soft skills means, are you able to communicate properly? Can you write properly?
mm,
Can you
mm.
even, when there are people, when they are told to address a gathering, they don't even know how to start. You don't even know how to,
Yes.
yeah. You know, these
Uh,
soft skills, you see something like, look at how people are messy when it comes to sending messages. Like
mm,
someone is going to send you an email, you're like, hey, did this person even go to university? They've
yes.
written a haphazard email.
Mm,
You're even wondering, how did this person even get that job? You get soft
yeah.
skills.
Mm.
And these are very quite important for every person. And this
Very
one you don't learn.
important.
You don't go to school and learn. These ones you learn through experience. The
Mm,
moment you graduate from university, after you finish your education, now the real education begins. That's what I tell
mm,
people. The real
mm,
education begins when you graduate, because now the real world is going to show you. These papers that you have, these ones that you have are just a tip of the iceberg. How
mm.
are you able to sell? Can you sell this to me? And then you don't even know how to sell something because your communication skills are very bad.
Yeah.
The second set of skills is hard skills. And these ones now are the technical aspect. Skill number one that is quite important for each and every person is social media.
Mm,
Nowadays, if you're running a business and you don't exist on social media, something is wrong with you.
yeah.
Because now people are generating leads online. Like for me, I generate my leads online. If I opened a business and waited 3 days a week waiting for people just to come in, I would just be bankrupt within 2 months. You have
Mm-hmm.
to be on social media. Now,
Yeah.
there are other skills that are quite important. Skill
Mm,
number one that is very, very important for each and every young person. Skill number one that could be very important is graphic design. That is one.
mm-hmm.
Number two, we also have programming.
Mm-hmm.
Learning programming languages soon enough is going to become compulsory.
Mm-hmm.
Skill number three is any skill that is related to data. We have data analysis, data science.
Mm,
Nowadays, companies, businesses, they are making data-driven decisions. When you
yeah.
want to launch a certain marketing campaign, we have to understand and, first of all, make sure that when we launch this campaign, it is going to work. How will it work? By focusing on our demographics and looking, we are really trying to solve a problem by using the data that we have. If you want
Mm,
to do a marketing campaign, we have to first know, who are we targeting? Why are we targeting them? All right. And what can we use to back up the reason for the campaign? That is data science and data analysis. Data
mm,
science is a broader aspect of data. First of all, you become a data analyst, then you become a data scientist. We
mm,
also have development. Anything related to development is very, very helpful. First
mm,
of all, we have web development. These are
mm,
guys who develop websites. And we also have mobile application development. They are always going to be here.
mm,
We also have blockchain.
mm-hmm.
Blockchain is now the next part of decentralization, where
Mm-hmm.
now instead of having centralized organizations, we have decentralized systems. I think you've heard of blockchain, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yes. So mostly it's really about the ability to first of all understand like when you grasp something like a skill like all these things about hizo zenye nimemention like web
Mm,
development, graphic design, these are
yeah,
quite important skills because
yeah.
they can really help you. So
Mm,
for most people it's the question of what works for you, what really works for you, what is going
mm,
to help you. Yeah. So
yeah.
but those are just a few skills. I think most of all, if you will follow me on social media, you're going to have a number of these skills that I can actually mention to you.
Mm,
Yes.
wow. All right. And just like that, guys, we have come to the end of our discussion today. What
Mm-hmm.
an interesting conversation. Wow. You better grab a pen and a paper because Elvis has said some very interesting things. And maybe, Elvis, as we wind up, you can tell us where to find you, and maybe your final words for today, because I know you're coming in the next season. Your final words for today and where we can find you.
You can find me on TikTok. TikTok is Elvis W. Mostly that's where you're going to find me creating my content. It's educative content, by the way. It can really help you. So my
Extremely educative.
yes,
Mm.
yes. So you find me on TikTok. It's you find me Elvis W. You can also find me on LinkedIn. That is the same Elvis W. I don't really have a lot of social media, but you can also find me on Telegram. I have a Telegram channel, community of 28,000 members. It's also called Elvis W. Those are just my major social media accounts. I offer courses. I also offer my services. Yeah, so that's it mostly.
Thank you very much. And I think I have the liberty of saying as a big sister that Elvis is a person to watch.
Mhm,
Um, in the next few years, never say I never told you. And we have come to
mhm,
the end of our recording today. Thank you very much for being with us. And
mhm,
we are glad that you sat with us through all that recording. So don't forget to connect with us on Instagram, on TikTok, and LinkedIn at Corporate Chronicles. You can catch us on all major podcasting platforms. That is
mhm.
Spotify Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Castbox, and AfriPods. Follow us. Your engagement and support mean the world to us. Thank you. This is Corporate Chronicles. I am your host, Emma. Till next time.
Thank you so much, Emma, for having me.
Thank you, Elvis. Thank you.